Certified Piedmontese and Butcher Shop located 84th and Havelock. Strick, you dancing so much, you making the streams. You making the stream mess up, dog.
I had to get a Flavor Flav. That's what it felt like. I felt like,
that's an Ed Lover, right?
Ed Lover. Yeah. Yo, man.
What's up?
Talk to us.
What's
going on?
There's a lot of new rules and regulations that have
just sheriff in town.
Just arrived.
Some new rules.
And
there's a new ruler in town.
New ruler.
Yeah.
And but what I wanted to just throw at you, Jay, is that we've heard a lot of coaches talk. You've been in a lot of NFL locker rooms, both from coordinators as well as from head coaches at the highest of levels. How do you determine the authenticity of someone and what you heard from Rhule? Do you sense any authenticity in what he said?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's just like, Mickey, is where you got to put your actions with your words. So you got to back up what you say. And that's why Mickey was able to change the culture and galvanize the team. And so as long as Coach Rhule does the same, it'll be, smooth sailing. And, really with him, I mean, I know prior Trev said, we don't want to win like the press conference or whatever. Matt Rhule, look, man, he's not. I mean, he's the son of a pastor, so he knows what he's doing. But I think he's a football coach, so it's genuine. He's not here. He's not coming here. Now, of course, everybody's gonna look at the contract. Look, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, and you can't sign a contract not knowing that. He ain't stupid. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I was told, he's aware of his surroundings, so he's going to come in and be able to try to adapt and do his thing, but do it, within the reasons of the, the university and stuff. And so, you can tell he's a football coach. He's grinding his way. He was a walk-on. He walked on at Penn State, earned playing time, so he knows like to be at the bottom. He's done his thing at Temple. And first as an assistant, went and coached with the Giants, came back and took Temple, two 10-win seasons, went down to Baylor, got them going, and you can't fault him for trying his hat at the NFL. They're offering him a boatload of money, a new opportunity, and see what he could do. There's probably different dynamics. There's things out of his control. I know for a fact that didn't help him be successful. Right. But anytime you fail, you got to, humble yourself and figure out what worked and what didn't work. And when I saw him on NFL Network, he mentioned that. And so that takes some humility. That's something that hadn't been around here in a while. And so, on that alone, I think he's going to be fine. I think one of the best things he said, and this has got to really ring true to what he said it. Now let's see it ring true. And I'll take him at his word, because that's, first of all, that's the best thing. That's the only thing you can do.
You do right now.
And he said he's not in the business of running guys off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that lets me know that he's learned something from the NFL, but then also that's just who he is. He said he's never done that.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows, and he's smart enough, knows that the majority of his wins in this first year are going to come with the guys that stick around that's in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he's not stupid. And so, I'm not the press conference doesn't mean anything to me. He's excited to be here. His family, look, he's there. I think one of the things he said he ain't hiding from nobody. Okay. He didn't stand up there the first time and, leave my family alone and all that stuff. I mean, he ain't coming in here, he ain't coming in here where people already got the arrow already ready on him. Right. He's not putting a target on himself. So he's like, hey, look, I'm coming in. He's going to come in here, try to put his staff together. I know he was asked 2 or 3 times, at least while I was there. I was only there for a short bit, but they was asking him about Mickey, asking him about the players. He said it's about fit. If I could give advice to him, I would try to find a way to make it work. I think and here's what I'm saying. Ultimately, even though you got an 8-year contract, people are going to want you got to win here. Okay. So people ain't got no time for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So and Mickey is an authentic. Mickey's been in the professional business of coaching. He has family in the professional business of coaching. He's not going to do anything, first and foremost, to hurt the University of Nebraska, the football team. Number 2, he cares about them players.
That's what I said.
Okay, those are 2 things.
We on the same page.
And
Go ahead.
So number 3, Mickey's going to do the right thing because Mickey already showed you he's going to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He already showed you. and plus
for the betterment of the program.
Betterment of the program, which
Yeah.
ultimately is a betterment for you. Number 4, he's already did a lot of the legwork as far as starting and doing and changing the culture and expectations to where you guys find a good happy marriage or partnership. Both y'all are coming through that bad boy like a storm,
Mm-hmm.
and he ain't trying to overstep his boundaries. Because here's the thing is, if Mickey was a guy that was going to overstep his boundaries and not do the right thing, he would have fired Whipple in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He would have.
Mm-hmm.
But he did the right thing for the betterment of the team in long term, and knew that would cause more damage
Mm-hmm.
at the detriment to him, because Whipple wasn't coaching and calling plays to help Mickey get hired, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So, those type of things. Now, all the financials and all that stuff, I don't have no apples and those oranges. I'm just talking on the surface. And then back to Matt Rhule. He come. I know some people that worked with him. They said they had a good experience with him. They say he a coach. They say he can recruit, develop. He'll turn the program around. He's gonna make noise. And so and look, you gotta trust. Look, you paid Trev to do a job. He did the job, and he did it without nobody really knowing, or not a lot of leaks. And so you paid Trev to do the job, and the powers that be or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They pick Matt Rhule, and it ain't changing.
Mm-mm.
And obviously with the 8-year contract, homeboy's going to be here probably at least 5, 6, 7 years, unless he really doo down his leg and
Right.
go like 1-11, 2-10, 3-8, and then like 4-7 after 4 years. If not, he gonna be here.
Facts.
And unless say like we really take off, and then say like he some other job that's
he bounces for like Alabama
or something like that. Which what, if you're winning and he does it, he ain't going. First of all, let's be honest. If he goes like 3-8, 4-7, he ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't going to Alabama. So the only way that he's going somewhere is after success here. So the biggest thing is the foundation, the culture, and everything like that he's coming in here going to try to change or add on to, or whatever you want to dice it up and say, is the most important thing, because everything on the field will be taken care of after that. So, it is what it is.
I got one more thing. Tell us, because like I said, you've been in a high level. You've had one of the greatest orators, just energy, just from aura in Tom Osborne, just stepping in the room, just the things that he would say to you would just have you just ready to just move. I mean, like I told the story of just walking in the halls, and he would just say a few words to me. Strick, how you doing? When you coming? Those words ultimately fed me and fed the itch in me to freaking go out on the field just
to see what's happening.
Just to see what's happening.
Right.
Like, and he wasn't doing nothing. He didn't say, "Hey man, we waiting on you. You coming?" He didn't grab me by the hand. He was just like, "Hey, when you coming?" And it just resonated.
Right.
You've also been in big time locker rooms, winning pedigree locker rooms, and
losing.
What is the difference from a coach? Because see, Matt Rhule didn't experience that success at the pro level.
Okay, yeah.
We want you tell the people so that they understand the differences, the nuance between college and NFL locker rooms, and why it didn't work for him there.
Well, it's
possibly.
Yeah, it's possibly. See, sometimes you got to, I don't know much about Carolina, but there's some organizations that are just poisonous from the get-go. Take Matt Rhule or anybody out. I'm not sure if Carolina is that. That's how some guys fail. Like, perfect example, the Raiders. They just is just a cesspool of just, you know what I mean?
Even the Lions.
You're right. Just kind of just in their foundation.
The Browns.
They do stuff just the wrong. They can't just do the simple stuff. So it doesn't matter who the coach is.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? You got to think. You got to think. Bill Belichick was their coach at one point in time.
Right.
Okay. Now he's arguably the best of all time. That. Sometimes you're probably asking me why a college coach can be successful at college and not in the pros. When I was playing, guys would come in and they would try to treat grown men like college kids. That ain't gonna work.
That part
we were talking about.
That's what we were saying. Go ahead.
I don't think Matt Rhule was like that, right? And I think sometimes, and I saw for him, if you ain't winning in the pros, if you ain't got a quarterback. So the fact that he got that job, He ain't have a quarterback
Ever.
So right then he's doomed.
Doomed.
He'll tell you. And then they either got cap issues, like player, you like not good enough talent, and you ain't got a quarterback. You done. You just there just trying to figure it out. So what they give him? Sam Darnold,
Baker Mayfield.
Well, they brought back Cam Newton. They brought back Cam Newton out. And it wasn't the Cam Newton,
No,
because he already had the shoulder issues, right? And then you brought in Baker Mayfield.
PJ Walker, XFL.
But he actually played.
Champion.
He actually can play.
Right.
He actually can play, straight up. And so right there, you're dead in the water, and you have some other guys that just didn't pan out, and that's some
Christian McCaffrey injured
right.
all the time.
Always hurt.
So those are the things that hurt you, injuries and all that stuff. You know, Matt Rhule, I just think that he got the. I think, and I can't speak, and I think I'm right where he was a head coach and kind of like the GM, maybe not by name, but he had
some form of
autonomy
title.
over it, right? You know, that can be sometimes a lot, though.
Yeah,
because you got to separate business and personal.
That's what we're talking about.
So maybe that was it. You don't get a lot of time anymore now in the league because here's what happens, and this is not making any excuse for them. This is in general. If they see another coach take off like that, Zach Taylor go to after year 2,
Sean McVay,
or like even the dude up in Minnesota, right? That's what they're thinking. But here's what these owners aren't thinking. Are we providing the same things for
right?
You know what I mean?
And most of those quarterbacks are on what type of contracts?
Most of them are on.
Most of them, other than the goats,
yeah.
Most of them are on those rookie scales where their salary cap numbers are able to, and they can get.
But see, like when you run into
surrounding
stuff,
players,
and if you don't do a good job of drafting and developing players, you can get in trouble. But I'll say
Panthers
this,
have a history of drafting very poorly.
but their defense was good when
defense was good.
And they were trying to be more of a physical team. But when you take the job, okay, if I don't have a quarterback, but I got the ultimate X factor in Christian McCaffrey, and he's not available,
where you go?
Your offense is done.
Where you go?
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Now, and then you
Sam
had
Darnold. Come on.
And then they had Deontay Foreman, who's playing really well now.
Your brother?
Well, he's like a nephew.
Oh,
but he was injured. You know what I mean? Like he tore his ACL. So that's a guy you expect, okay, he can be my physical pound back. Well, now he's healthy. Now you see them playing a little bit better. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it.
It's so many more dynamics.
Yeah, and it's the same way in college. And I always say this, and it's no different in transfer portal. I say this all the time. Just because you were good at one place doesn't mean that you're going to be good here. That's just a starting point, right? Coaching in the Big Ten, this job right here, is his biggest challenge right now. It is, because the AAC and the Big 12 is totally different than the Big 10. You're going against the best coaches with the best players, I feel, top to bottom. If it's not the best, and if it's behind SEC, okay, then we're second.
Some of the most physical.
Oh, it's definitely physical. It's comparable. So there you go. So, but then you got to think, you got a team like Wisconsin. They just up the ante tenfold. So they coming. You got now even teams that you normally would think, oh, that's a guaranteed win. Maryland, they ain't joking around.
Baby 2 ain't playing.
Well, just I'm saying.
Baby 2 is playing.
Right. So they ain't playing around. Purdue, they're letting you know they ain't no punks. Right. Illinois, we're here. Iowa, they're gonna bounce back. Minnesota, they already established. So now you understand there is no week off. Right. And so that's just why I think it's his biggest challenge. But he wouldn't have took it if he didn't feel like he was up for it.
There's a question for you on the text line. Gene in Lincoln says,
Mean Gene.
Good afternoon, fellas. Jay, please explain your Whipple comment for me. I feel like keeping Whipple around was to Mickey's detriment. Had he replaced him, he may have gotten the chance at the big chair permanently because, in my opinion, Whipple cost 3 to 4 games.
Well, yeah.
What's your thought?
I mean, it's, I wouldn't blame it on him. First of all, I think the execution of the players was at times with some of those guys out there was just flat out disrespectful. I mean, when you refuse to block the guy there in front of you, that has nothing to do with a play call. That's not a Mark Whipple thing. That is you either closing your eyes on contact, somebody that's less than 3 feet away from you, that you just don't even impede his progress and just go bum rush the run and the pass. Now, the continuity of play calling after the defense has been on a 14-play drive or like a 10-play drive, and not bleed the clock. Now that I can, that's some of that stuff right there. And you saw it. Some of it at times could be described as brazen, right?
Mhm.
Just like bump it. I'm here. I'm gonna do what I am, right? I can understand that. And that's where I think the texter is right. You can run into some problems, but that goes back to my previous comment with Coach Rhule and Mickey being should be a good match. You have somebody that's gonna not step on toes, even though he probably should, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right there, you got a good soldier, and those are hard to find because on the surface, right? I know he's going to put together he's got a $7 million pool to go put together assistants. Okay. Besides Brian Hartline, there ain't a better, and it's questionable whether he's a better wide receiver coach. I don't think he's a better wide receiver coach than Mickey because of what Mickey's developed and done with less. Ohio State's got 4 or 5 star dudes that we ain't even heard of on the practice squad. Resume alone, take the fact out that he was an interim coach here. Resume alone, he'd be your best hire in the offseason regardless. He's a phenomenal recruiter, phenomenal developer, a good look for your program. That means he's going to represent you in the state in the program well. He can be your voice of reason, as kind of I always say like this. So like it's like for me, when my dad would tell me something, I wasn't trying to hear it. My uncle called me, he'd say the same thing, I'm hearing it. Right? That's your good cop, bad cop right there. You get what I'm saying? He knows the ins and outs of this deal, and of the university, of the team, and X, Y, and Z. He knows this player right here. This dude you need to push. This dude right here didn't live up to the thing, but we can get something out of him. So it makes the thing is what I've learned, what makes successful new coaches anywhere, and I don't even view Nebraska as a college program. I look at like this is a professional program. NFL is entertainment. That's why I look at it. Because so it's generally how fast and how easy can you hit the line running,
right?
In partnership, and so I just think that look, Matt's going to do his job. I mean, he's look, man, he's not coming here to hang out. I mean, I'm sure he understands the dynamics of what was here before, so he's going to try to do his thing.
Sounds like a hard worker too.
Yeah,
we were talking.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Last question.
My friend that coached with him said, "Oh boy,
he gets in.
He gets in it. He grinding. It ain't no joke about it. Like he football dude. Like that's what it's trying. Like my boy said, and he's one of my best friends. And he said, "Look, dude, that dude's he's on it, and he's on the details, and he's gonna push guys. That's what you want."
Last thing before we get to a break, Jay, is how do you view the Mickey move in bringing Bush up to be the defensive coordinator? How did you feel about the growth progression over the course of the weeks?
Right, yeah, I felt
for Bush and what he did with that team.
I felt like it's the only hire you could make because obviously anybody I guess directly attached to Scott that probably he had to do. Bill Bush he went from special teams coach to D coordinator. And he simplified things, and they put guys in that wanted to compete and play hard. So you saw the difference along. Started with Mickey, made a great decision, and it worked itself out. Period. I mean, could they have played better? Yeah. Could they have got out blocks better? Yes. But was it a better looking defense than it was before? You can't deny that. That's why you can't deny that the team was better than it was before Mickey took over. You just can't deny it. I mean, because I'm a big on visual. So they looked like they were playing faster, like they were freer. They were making more plays, and they infused some of the guys that had been waiting and competing week in and week out. They got a lot more guys some playing time. They were more strategic about it. Sometimes they kind of, led them to give up some yards, but they had a process about it. So, I felt like it was a good move. I felt like Bill Bush did a good job for 8 weeks or whatever, because it was after the Oklahoma game, right? So those last 8 games, I think he did a real good job. For us to come in here on a Monday after a game and be upset and felt like they lost some games or gave away some games, it's totally different. Because even when they lost, it looked different. Like it was all like, man,
right. Like you had a chance,
but you saw the adjustments.
Yeah.
And you saw the stick-to-itiveness, and you saw the confidence that Mickey and Bill Bush gave and put into those players. Well, and all the assistant coaches too. Don't let me leave out Travis Fisher, Mike Dawson, Barrett Root. For them to get in line with Mickey and Bill Bush's vision is take some humility and professionalism as well. So you want to give them, and they're all position groups all play well. I think they all benefited from it. Yeah, they'll probably go finish this, obviously finish the season fit, thinking what if, but you know, it is what it is.
If you were the guy out of the staff, if you had your option on 3 or 4 guys, who would you keep?
Oh man, you know, I mean, I know all those guys.
I
so,
mean, it's not a negative thing. It was just
I mean,
based on based on.
I would try to keep
Yeah.
Mickey, Applewhite, Bush, Becton.
Streaky boy, I tell you, but it's like we twins, Jay.
And I would also I would also consider keeping Donnie Raiola, and here's why: you hired the man to do a job, and you didn't allow him to recruit or get anybody in the transfer portal. So you really don't know.
You hindered him.
You really don't know what you got. And then 2 of his better linemen were out for the season, Nuri and then Teddy. So, you know, as long as because his offensive scheme or his blocking scheme is going to be directly coming from the offensive coordinator. So, you know, teaching offensive line and all that stuff, he never really got a chance. He ain't even been here a year. He ain't even really got to even go and knock on any doors and recruit anybody or develop any guys. You know what I'm saying?
For what it's worth, you could say the same thing about Mickey Joseph.
Well, but he's yeah, for sure. But exactly.
Right.
So, I mean, it's
exactly.
That's what I mean. I wouldn't bat an eye if that was it. Plus, those guys are already on contract anyways. They signed 2 years deal. So I just think we'll know more in the next couple of days. I mean, you know, you got this weekend, right? Is that when the transfer portal opens?
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's December 2nd, maybe.
So you'll see that, and things will start to take place. And as this thing goes on, it's going to be a constant, fluid situation. And he knows he's got a big task at hand, and I'm sure that's why he took the job. He's not afraid of it, you know. And I said this before. Nebraska is no different than any other university. We got all the bells and whistles and support, financial support. You just have to work a little harder here, and that's it. And you got to be detailed. You got to be tough. But I think the kids are waiting. It's like they're waiting for structure, toughness. You know what I mean? Authentic, you know, telling them the truth. I'm telling you, one thing I've learned about coaching AAU and coaching kids and you know, training high school kids that, you know, some of them go on to, you know, get scholarship stuff, is I came into a thing like, oh, you got to like dance around stuff. You know, to be honest with you, when you don't tell them the truth, they don't trust you because they hear all this nonsense, So they come to you for the truth serum. And it's not always telling them what they don't do right. You know what I mean? That's why people. It's not. It's like, hey, look, it's trying to get them to think. Look, man, it might not be fair, but you know, if you hang out with some people that don't just on the surface that aren't doing right, who do you think they're going to assume that you do what you're doing? Is it? And they'll say, well, I'm not doing. Yeah, you know what? It's not fair. But life ain't fair. But I'm here to drop some knowledge on you.
Growing men,
right? So now you know. Make better decisions. And then if you come back after making a bad decision, I don't throw you away, kind of like Miles Farmer. I discipline you. And then, you know, we right back in where we need to. So I think coaching is a tough job, man, because it's like you just have like 150 kids and they all different, you know, and there's so many different distractions. And so it takes a unique person to kind of do that. And
to get a collective mindset.
That's the key. That's the key.
Yeah.
Having a vision and being steadfast in it, but not being ignorant. And there's a difference. And that's the thing. You talk about the different coaches before we go to break. Tom Coughlin, when I went to the Giants for those, I think 6, 7, 8 weeks, I showed up thinking Tom Coughlin was one way. Did you hear remember when him and Straight got into it? Then they had to do it right.
Yeah.
And I got there expecting one thing. And I left there thinking this is one of the best coaches I ever had. And I was only over there. Because it didn't affect me. I'm always on time. I worked hard. I played hard, and I love football. If you don't do those things, you're gonna have a
problem with him. Yeah,
you're gonna have a problem with him, but you're gonna have a problem on
anybody.
Field.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
So really, to be honest with you, I never had a problem on him.
Yeah.
Now, did I like when I first got there, and the brother just was rehabbing? You know, when you rehabbing, you think you in shape. Then he's like, "I'm gonna have you practicing pads." The pads was like 50 pounds
heavier than them.
Hey man, I was done. I'm talking about Nate. 8:30 at night, I'm sleep like a baby, man. I'm telling you, those pads and that helmet. I was like, Hey, Strick, I put them passes on. I was like, dang, I didn't think they felt this heavy.
She.
So, yeah, man. So we'll see. Look, man. It's everything will work itself out, man. I hope Mickey's back because I think Mickey is a tremendous asset. He was a breath of fresh air. Talking to him, the few times you know what you get. You're getting, hey, you see what you get. That's it. That's cool. I like it. But you know what? One thing I say about Mickey, he's one of the best. He ain't gonna be. He ain't gonna. That's the great thing about him. He ain't got to worry about no job.
No, he gonna get a job.
Because he can. That's one thing that brother can do, and that's coach.
Yep.
And that's another
thing.
And recruit and develop.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't enough of them out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think, look, man, everybody, now the work begins. You did the dog and pony show, did the whole thing, right? The best thing Matt Rhule could probably do, to be honest with you, Strick.
What's that?
Probably hire me as a culture consultant.
There you go. There you go. Put it out there in the atmosphere, Jay Foreman.
Yeah, we turn up there. Matt Rhule be listening to some Public Enemy. He be hanging out with me, man. You be like, dang, that dude got a little swag to him. Little pimp to a step, you know what I'm saying?
Jay Foreman, hey, we gotta take a break. We dropped it like it was hot real quick. 93.7 The Ticket. This is old school. E-Strick, Jay Foreman, and the great Nate Dogg on the mic. We'll be right back after the break.
You're listening to Old School with DA. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's filthy and probably has a few dings. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
There's a lot that goes into buying a home. Security First Bank can help lighten the load. Whether you're looking for more space or a new place, we make the process easier with friendly, experienced mortgage lenders. And whether you're building new or remodeling the old, we have flexible financing too. Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Are you looking for some holiday fun right in the heart of downtown Lincoln? Bring your friends and family to Lincoln's largest drive-through Christmas lights experience. This show features countless high-quality lights in vibrant colors, holiday props, and favorite characters of the season, all synchronized to music to enjoy in your car. Start a new holiday tradition this year and experience the magic of Nebraska Christmas Light Show at Haymarket Park from November 26th to January 3rd, 5 p.m. to midnight. Purchase tickets today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
What does continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a certification to help your current career or learning an entirely new career in healthcare, trades and industry, or computers and technology, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our continuing ed classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC, your path to personal and professional development.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Bagels & Joe is happy to introduce the new Joe Card. Get unlimited drip coffee from all 5 locations, including $8 per month. Start your mornings off right with a breakfast sandwich and unlimited coffee from Bagels & Joe.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you gotta come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We are back. Old School. Jay Foreman and Nate Brennan rolling solo dolo up in here on the day that Matt Rhule has been crowned king of Lincoln.
He's the ruler of Lincoln.
He's the ruler of Lincoln.
You like that?
Yeah, that sounds good, man.
How about that?
Whatever's clever. So, but I think it'll be, look, Nate, what was your initial thoughts of what's your initial thoughts of the press conference, the hire, X, Y, and Z?
Well, I did some post presser stuff with 10-11, and I said there's 3 key points that I got from it, and there are 3 things that he said that I really took away: hard work, development, and leadership. And when you look at Nebraska's program, you look at the recent lack of success, those are 3 things that you didn't really see. And there are obviously people that were in the room that were working hard. I'm not going to call people out or say anything like that. But I think that we know that in certain situations, there could have been guys that worked harder. There wasn't great leadership. And that it speaks for itself. There wasn't really great development.
Right.
And again, like we always say, I'm going to have to see it. Everyone can talk about it and everyone has coach speak. And I understand that. But if that is the focus, if those 3 points are the focus, Nebraska will be fine.
Yeah.
Nebraska will be fine. And this is what I said, too. And there are some people that didn't like what I said this. I said, it might take time to turn this around. But legitimately, if you think about it, why can't Nebraska win 7-8 games next year? The Big Ten West is down. I know that there are some solid teams. None of those teams are going to out-recruit you. None of those teams should out-coach you, but here we are. None of those teams have better facilities. None of those teams have better resources. Under no circumstance do those teams have anything that Nebraska doesn't. There just hasn't been great leadership at the top, simply put.
Yeah.
And if you put a good leader in position to make these kids successful, make this program successful, what's going to take so long? You have the players in the building that can be successful. You beat Iowa, and Iowa's in the driver's seat to win the Big Ten West.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not going to be that easy. I think they should approach it game by game. I mean, I haven't really looked at the schedule. I know they start off with Minnesota and then Colorado. I think Northern Illinois, and Louisiana Tech. So, look, man, I think the biggest thing is you want to put actions with his words. Now the words is done, and now it's time to get the work.
He's a great speaker
and
for what it's worth.
What he has
Great
to do,
speaker.
he's got to put together a staff, put together, plan, process, and all that, and then try to strategically get this team better. You really don't know what the plan is: blow up the whole thing and start from ground zero, or take what we have and let's start a foundation there and then keep adding on to it. Which, I see the benefit of coaching, developing, and going about your business to win right now, because I think. Minnesota, you're at Minnesota. You just played them, pretty much even Steven gave that game away, right? And
gave it away.
It's a game that it's always going to be tough. It's the first game is always going to be the hardest. Either regardless if you have a first-year coach, 10-year coach, the first game is always the hardest because this is the first one, right? On the road, then you play at Colorado. Should feel very confident about that. Northern Illinois, Louisiana Tech, both of them at home. You got Michigan at home. It's going to be a tall order. Then you go back to Illinois, right? And it's a game that you should feel very confident in. Then you play Northwestern here at home. You play Purdue here at home. You go to East Lansing, which should be, not getting on the plane worried about it. You go out to College Park, Maryland, which is, a different type of ball game. Then you go to Wisconsin, which you shouldn't feel worried about either. And then you get Iowa again at the crib. And so these are all games that you're going to get off the bus feeling that you can win. Now you got to look at the roster, what he puts together staff-wise, and then kind of go about it kind of strategically and realistically. And so, he said he's not preparing or coaching to he's preparing and coaching to win every game, and that's what you want. Don't sell yourself short. Have the expectation needs to be at the highest,
as it should be.
As
it should be,
and then go from there. And so, a lot's going to determine, or a lot will be determined here in the future, which will, in the near future, which will, determine how it goes next year. The roster makeup. He's going to be meeting with all the players, I'm assuming. And if I'd advise all the players to meet with him, because your position coach might not be back doesn't mean that you can't find a coach or get with this coach and have a good experience. Being in the NFL and seeing coaches come and go, you have some predetermined thoughts on them, and sometimes you could sell yourself short, and then obviously you could make a wrong decision. I'm a firm believer your best football is here. It's your first choice, University of Nebraska. You have the opportunity now to get coached by a different coach. Mm-hmm. Whether it's better or worse is kind of that's a two-part answer. What the coach puts into it and what you put into it. You get what I'm saying? And then some. Coach puts in extra work, you need to put in extra work. It can't be one-sided. And so I think if they do whatever they need to do, and everybody has a collective mindset, and it's up to Matt Rhule to get these guys on the same page, then they'll be more than competitive. And the Big Ten West is not up, but don't think that these other schools aren't going to be getting better. If you think Purdue isn't trying to become a better Purdue next year, if you don't think Illinois is trying to go back and say, okay, we were successful, where did we drop the ball? X, Y, and Z, you're sadly mistaken. So it's, even though it wasn't good this year, in theory, and realistically, it's always going to be hard. And so you got to approach it the same and understand that, every year you're playing against the best players, the best coaches, and, you attack it like that, you'll be fine.
And I think another thing that I like that he said too, and I want you to get your thought on this too, Jay, he talks about these FCS kids that are getting drafted in the first round. He's saying, like, how do those kids not get picked up by a Division I school? How are those kids not noticed? And he talks about development. And the point that I made is what always sets Nebraska apart, or what did set Nebraska apart, is that you're not going to get the 5-star recruits. You're going to get the 3-star recruits that play at a 5-star level. Right. And that's what Matt Rhule's proven. And I think if that's the track record that he shows, because we haven't seen that. That's been part of the problem, is that you have so many guys that come in with maybe high expectations, just stay stagnant and don't progress to the next level. And if you have that and you start building that, that's how you develop a program. And that's what I like to hear from him too, because I think we're on the same page with this. I don't like the one-hit wonder transfer portal way of going about things. You can fill pieces with transfer portal. I get that. I understand that. And I think it's a good resource for Nebraska to have. That's not how you build a football program.
No,
it's not.
You're trying to build it for, where you're not rebuilding, reloading every couple of years. And so, we got away from what made Nebraska a well-respected, legitimate football program, and tried to do it a way that never doesn't even fit your identity or dynamics of the state or whatever it is. And so, we had the whole Cali, Nebraska thing, right, where we got a whole bunch of kids out of Calabasas or somewhere that none of them lasted. I think only one. Dismuke lasted all 5 years. That didn't work. And then we did a good, Mike Riley did a good thing with the Friday Night Lights and getting guys here, but never really got anybody to commit. And then we got into this like kind of measurables thing, and none of those things had to do. We didn't talk about anything on the field. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean? What can this guy bring to the university? What's the plan for him individually? That's what made Nebraska the respected and constant championship type of program, well-respected football program, to where even when guys made it to the NFL, whether they were drafted or not, they knew exactly what they were going to get. And I remember talking to Charles Davis, he calls games, NFL games and college games. And we were actually in Minneapolis, and we ran into each other, but we knew each other and we talked. And he's like, what's really alarming? He's like, when I see Nebraska linemen, it's nowhere near what they used to be. That's the biggest problem. So when he's seeing it and he played at Tennessee from like a, bird's eye view or whatever you want to call it, that was the problem. So I think if we can get back to that, the success will be there. I'm a firm believer your recruiting class or stars doesn't matter, because you won't know what you have until like year 3. You know what I mean? So if I came in as a 3-star recruit, then I perform and end up at a 4-star recruit,
right?
Then the class is better. Right. But if I come in as a 4-star recruit and have 2-star work ethic and 2-star playing or production,
bingo.
Then so I think it goes hand in hand. I think when you get a big time recruit and good coaching and all that stuff and set the standard, then those guys will get magnified even more. So then it'll entice people more. And it's not necessarily about the pros. You see them become better players. The word of mouth moves quickly among athletes, among coaches. And so, as long as they stick to the plan and it works, it'll be all good. And I think, like I said, guys on the roster, you got to re-recruit your roster, which is different than what he had to do before he went to the pros, because you didn't have NIL in the transfer portal.
Me and Strick were talking about that. Yeah. It is like NIL wasn't a thing, and transfer portal wasn't even close to what it is now.
Right. So, but here's the thing: going to the pros, you got to deal with grown men. Now you have to treat these high school kids, especially with NIL and transfer portal, and the amount of social media attention that might not necessarily be into financial, but they're coming in. I mean, these kids are showing up probably doing more interviews at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 by the time they get to college that I ever did when I was in college, without any college success. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So you have to be able to deal with them on a even, on a level that you might not have to do before. But I think his experience in the pro, or ideally, I hope his experience in the pros help with that. Because if you go from just having your scholarship check and say a job in the summer to an NIL deal, once I start to perform, that I make anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, then I'm an adult right now. Right now, on the flip side, if I'm going to treat you with respect as an adult, then I expect you to act as an adult.
Do you think there's going to be a learning curve for him figuring out how to manage that?
No, I think it's
because I mean that's
I
just the
think
crazy part is he's never had to deal with that, and that was only 3 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, it's
crazy.
just. I mean, I'm pretty sure the staff that he's going to be, getting is going to have some of that, and I'm sure Trev will be there to assist him, and I'm pretty sure people that help, create these NIL deals or who gets them and all that other stuff. I think that'll help out, and so yeah, there will be a learning curve for him, but I think he's not going to be out there alone making these decisions, and I think that the coaches, in theory, don't have their hands onto it. So I'm sure they have somebody that, kind of handles that, and that's going to be part of his staff as well.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
so it's
we'll dive into this.
It's a lot to unpack here. So Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Old School. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back close to the end of the hour.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DPJ on 93 on The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
What does continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a certification to help your current career or learning an entirely new career in healthcare, trades and industry, computers and technology, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our continuing ed classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC, your path to personal and professional development.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
A good game with good friends. But isn't it time to up the score when it comes to the food? Wings and Rings is here for every football fan. Catch the game on one of their big screens or snag a tail great pack to go. They're cranking up the heat and throwing in mad flavor this season. Stop by your locally owned Wings and Rings on O Street, Meridian Park, or 48th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village, or grab some crave-worthy Wings and Rings to go. Make them your go-to destination to watch your team bring home the win. Wings and Rings. Game time just got better.
Are you looking for some holiday fun right in the heart of downtown Lincoln? Bring your friends and family to Lincoln's largest drive-through Christmas lights experience. This show features countless high-quality lights in vibrant colors, holiday props, and favorite characters of the season, all synchronized to music to enjoy in your car. Start a new holiday tradition this year and experience the magic of Nebraska Christmas Light Show at Haymarket Park from November 26th to January 3rd, 5 p.m. to midnight. Purchase tickets today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town. Online at to see the menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate. Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has helped calm you down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD done right.
Holiday baking. Sounds fun, right? Except, do I really need a special kind of flour? And how much of a difference does it make if I use a different size pan? And the recipe says this should only take me 30 minutes to prepare, but I've been at this for 2 hours and it doesn't look anywhere close to anything edible. So what if this weekend you got your baking done for the entire season? Done. Beatrice Bakery is here for you with special prices from 25 to 40% off and free shipping on orders over $65 this weekend only from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. Check them out online at BeatriceBakery.com. Beatrice Bakery, welcome to our world of yum.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Back to old school with DP and J.
We are back. Quick segment. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan. Bottom of the hour. Only a couple minutes.
Quick segment.
Yeah. We're going to do this. Nate, on a scale 1 to 10, what did you rate the press conference? Scale 1 to 10, would you rate?
What's the criteria?
Just whatever you. How do you feel about it? 1 to 10. Overall, Trev and Matt.
I'll give it a 9. Because I got to ask this too. I don't think there's anything that I was like, okay, he didn't say this. I wanted him to say that. He said everything I wanted to hear. Now, will it show up on the field? That's to be seen. We have no idea. Because that's the thing too, and I brought this up. It felt a little bit different the way that he delivered the message. Because coach speak is coach speak. It is what it is. And every coach is going to say it. But I think that it's the way that you deliver it. It felt like he actually believed what he was saying, which is a big part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say 8 to 9. Text line. Send in your scale
9.
1 to 10 what you felt like. Were with 1 obviously being the worst, 10 being the best after today's press conference. I'm gonna give it 8 or 9. It
wasn't perfect.
No, and didn't need to be. And I wanted to be not perfect. He was, he said everything. He thanked every place that the players were at. He thanked his coaches and everything like that. Talked about he wanted to be involved in the community. Which is big. He talked about, you got to develop. You can't win a football game if you're not good on the line. So I thought those are the main things that I wanted to see. Curtis and Lincoln's gave a 9.5. Kent, he got a hard grading scale. Hey Kent, you can't be grading no dunk contest if I'm in there. I do a 360.
He's pulling a Dwayne Wade.
Right. You do a 360 double pump dunk. Oh, you got a 7. I give it an 8.5. I don't even know. Dang, 602 or 5765.
See, we're
gonna get with this at the top of the hour.
Because I need to rant about that.
Top of the hour, we're gonna hear Nate's rant. But Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country. Applicants with strong communication, job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
What does continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a certification to help your current career or learning an entirely new career in healthcare, trades and industry, or computers and technology, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our continuing ed classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC, your path to personal and professional development.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work and of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm you down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th. Trek CBD done right.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allows you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 202-261-6841.
You spend a lot of time on your feet. At work, at the gym, on the golf course, it can be exhausting. Are your feet as they could be? Brown Shoe Fit delivers all the sizes and widths that you can imagine and that most other stores can't compete with. If you're looking for a specific brand, they have it. New Balance, Brooks, Keen, Clarks, Echo, Rockport, Merrill, many more. All sizes, all widths. Stop trying to squeeze into your shoes and sacrificing comfort. Find your next pair of shoes for any endeavor at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Holiday baking. Sounds fun, right? Except, do I really need a special kind of flour? And how much of a difference does it make if I use a different size pan? And the recipe says this should only take me 30 minutes to prepare, but I've been at this for 2 hours and it doesn't look anywhere close to anything edible. So what if this weekend you got your baking done for the entire season? Done. Beatrice Bakery is here for you with special prices from 25 to 40% off and free shipping on orders over $65 this weekend only from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. Check them out online at BeatriceBakery.com. Beatrice Bakery, welcome to our world of yum.
This is Lindsay Teal from the Nebraska golf team. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the avid golfer in your life, don't give them something they can't even use until spring. Get them the gift of indoor golf from Double Eagle Golf. Grab a gift card for a stocking stuffer or give the gift of a membership and let them golf all year long. Their space is also perfect for Christmas parties, corporate events, birthday parties, or anything else. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Money Wrong veteran Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, old school. Jay Foreman, Brennan, brought to you by the Mercado Certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. Butcher shop as well. Any type of meat, any type of cut, seafood, their own seasoning. They have pasta. They have take-home sizes for single and family sizes. Mercado Certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. Appreciate the text line. Participating. One of the best texts I had right here is the first three numbers. That's the area code 417, last four 2895. He said he made it sound like, in reference to Matt Rhule, like his kid made the decision for him. If he can't even say no to his kid, I want to let you know. Look, 2895. I'm not punctuality police, but if he's gonna say no, it's N-O, not K-N-O-W to his kid. How is he going to control these guys? That might be the text of the day.
That is certainly the text of the day.
Other one,
you don't even respond to that.
Jory, you're not blocked. We will call you. I will read your stuff here. Magic Man says 8.5. Thomas and Lincoln says 7. Sandman 460. Is it 9.05? I never knew what that's like a gymnastics score, right?
There you go. No, it's like swimming.
So, yeah, swimming. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got into the glass. Patrick, he said 8. Right, 8. It would be 10 if you would have said he's retaining Joseph. That's legit.
Interesting.
Let me see. Do we got anybody else? Let me see. Let's see what Jason and Lincoln. Jason said 9.5. Do you think he would keep Mickey? Do you guys think that Matt will keep Mickey? 50-50 at best, probably, right? I'd like him to keep Mickey.
And that's the thing is, I think he'd be the first to tell you. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he'd be the first to tell you that he would want to keep Mickey. The question now is, does Mickey Joseph want to stay here? I think that's the biggest question, because I think I look at jobs that are opening up, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I look at Tulane opening up, and I think Mickey Joseph would fit in perfectly there.
Oh, that's right. Tulane's coach just took a job last night.
I think, and again, I'm not speaking for anybody. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying I look at a job like Tulane, and I think Mickey Joseph would make a great head coach at Tulane. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree 1,000%. But if he doesn't get the Tulane job or doesn't take the Tulane job, I think he'd be a phenomenal wide receiver coach, so whatever it is. My man 5765 first, he said he's the only one that gave him and Kent are hard graders, but 5765 said he gave the presser a 5, just like Matt Rhule's record. And now everybody please prepare for Nate the O'Brennan.
You know what?
To go off.
I won't be too harsh because the text line is just wild in today. But I want to make this very, very
clear.
Make
it. Let it.
So before Matt Rhule took over, Baylor would go 7-6 and win the Cactus Bowl. Almost immediately after, they would have basically every single allegation under the sun. Anything that you could imagine, Baylor had that allegation as a part of their program. Half the team would leave in the offseason, and Baylor would go 1-11 under unprecedented circumstances. Matt Rhule even talked about it during his press conference.
He did.
He would then become the first coach in Power 5 football history, the first and the only in the history of Power 5 football to go from 1 win to 11 in 2 seasons. And we're talking about this man.
But Scott Frost went from 0 to 12 in 2 seasons.
I said Power 5.
Oh, okay.
I said Power 5.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's good. That's
and you're telling, and so yes, his
record
at Baylor was 500. But this is where you have to look further than the record. But come on now, what are we doing?
Well, look, man. It's.
I'm not even
it's
going to
a lot
bring
of-
Temple into it because I want to talk about because everyone's going to talk about Temple's in the American. Okay, throw Temple out the window. That's fine. We had a coach that only coached in the American. He turned around a program. It looked terrible in the end. Fine. We'll just talk about Baylor, a legitimate Power 5 program that has not a tradition like Nebraska's, but historically Baylor has a tradition of being pretty good, a solid team, a bowl team. They're not like a Kansas.
Recently,
they're not like a Kansas.
Recently, but when I play, when we used to play Baylor, they were hot garbage.
Okay, recently.
But recently, yeah.
We'll talk about the
They
last
got
20,
talent,
25
and
years.
I think they got some resources behind him, and he did well at Baylor. He wouldn't have got the Carolina job if he didn't do well at Baylor. I think the unique qualities that he was able to. This is what people don't understand about hiring in the NFL, right? They just didn't hire him for his record at Baylor. They looked at him like he came in there and rehabbed a dumpster fire of athletic department and was willing to take on the job. And that's a lot of times when you do well at a college, obviously like Baylor or any university. And then, it's not like he's getting hired to go coach at the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're not going to a well-kept franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like getting picked number 1 in the draft. You're not going to the new.
You're normally going into a mess.
You're usually going to the Detroit Lions,
Yeah.
right? Or somebody like
Or like
that.
the Browns.
Or like the Arizona Card. Look at little Pocket Hercules down there.
That's your boy.
Little Pocket Hercules
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
your boy.
He's throwing the very dude that was the only dude that was going to draft you number 1 and get you paid. He's like, yeah, our schematics is messed up. No, you've been playing too much Fortnite or whatever.
And it was the same series that he threw a pick.
Yeah. But it's somebody else's fault. But no, that's another tangent. But Thomas and Lincoln, he says he's expecting 5-7. Jesse says he's never beaten a ranked opponent. Frost also walked into UCF with most of the talent team intact.
Okay, also Milkman says, Nate, why didn't VT hire Shane Beamer? They tried. He said he didn't want to come to Virginia Tech, which I can kind of understand that.
My man says he made it sound like he said his biggest selling point is players he got to the NFL. Well, that would be a good selling point if he was coming to my house.
I'd take it.
He's like, this is just a quick Google search, but I see 26 current players in the NFL from Nebraska back through Pliny. Rhule has 24 from his time at Temple and Baylor. So that's pretty comparable. We got a rating of 8.9. It was good, but I want to see the progress. I definitely agree with that. Let's see. You know what is interesting about football is they just joined the AAC his first year. I don't know why there's interest.
They were at the
Big East.
They were in the Big East, and then they went to the American, which is what's interesting about it, because you got to think a first year in a conference, you're normally going to struggle.
Yeah,
normally.
Yeah, but AAC is like high school all-star.
I guess.
Then we got my man Gator. If you ain't a Gator, you Gator bait. Did you know that, Nate? That's what the Florida people say.
Is that what it
he
is?
says, if we don't look at record, then what do we look at to determine success after year 1? Can we tell there's progress with another 3-9 or 4-8 year? I don't want to set it too high expectations, but also want to set it too low. Depends. The eye test is huge. I don't believe. I just don't. If I was a football coach in year 1, if I went down, I'm thinking I'm winning 6 games. 6 games is like the start. Like I'm just rolling out of bed.
The only difference between that, Jay, and I'll just play devil's advocate. Nebraska hasn't won 6 games in 6 seasons. Just playing devil's advocate. Like, I understand what you're saying.
But
Nebraska has not won 6
but
games
I'm talking
in 6
about
seasons.
me as a coach.
I know. I'm just telling you.
But I'm not taking this job.
I'm just saying.
Doing that. Because I feel like I can handle that, and we're going to handle that as a staff and as a team. That's just me.
Doug makes a good point. The Big East did become the American in 2014. I completely forgot about that. Good point.
Doug. Thank you, Dougie.
I appreciate that, Doug.
My man says he 402 or 7943 said he's going to give it an 8.5. If he said he would retain Mickey, he would go 10 plus. I hear you. I do that. I think that he got a B plus. If he keeps Mickey, it goes to A plus. Wouldn't you agree that the 4 wide receivers we have committed will lose if Mickey is not retained? There's probably a great possibility, because especially if he goes to Tulane, they probably would be Tulane. What are they? The Blue Waves or something like that?
The Green Wave.
Green Wave. Yeah. At least we didn't get the Big Ten. We'll have to adjust us. Yeah, that's true. I got you. Doug says he loves it. We love you too, Doug. Dougie. We're going to call you Dougie from here on out. We got to change your name. Austin from the league. We also lost 100 games by 1 score, and a coach is worth 7 points.
Ooh.
Presser was a 9.5. Hey,
Austin.
My man Austin came with some bet odds. Like home field advantage is worth what, 3 points when they set the line?
Well, that actually is worth 3 points. That's
there you go. Well,
a coach worth 7.
The coach or coaches could be worth one score for you or one score against you. So just,
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, nobody's ever, when any of these decisions are made, nobody's ever happy, because when Scott was fired, there's people saying that you should just let him finish out the season. Hold on. I'm just saying there was people saying he should finish out the season. Then there's people that say, well, you should have just fired him before the season started. Then if you're going to fire after 3 weeks or whatever it is. So that nobody's ever happy when these decisions are made. You know when people are happy? When you actually start winning games, when you actually go to a bowl game, and also you see progress. So that's the biggest thing that they got to do.
Winning cures everything.
Yeah, they got to do
everything.
It doesn't. It makes some things more tolerable.
I think it cures everything. You tell if Nebraska won a national championship next year, all would be
fine. Yeah, it would be all worth
all would be fine. We'll take it.
They'd sign up for the last 10 years or 8 years of misery and say, well, we'll just get it for one national championship. For sure. Yeah, for sure. They would do that. But
no, that's not very realistic, unfortunately.
If Nebraska won a national championship, I guarantee you Alabama boosters will be flying up to Lincoln to get Matt Rhule to come down there.
You think?
If you won a national championship in first year after we haven't gone to a bowl game.
Okay.
I would tell you this. If we won a national championship next year and went, what would that be, 14, 15-0? Or just whatever?
I think it ends up being, because you'd have your Big Ten championship.
So you'd be 13-0.
Playoff.
Championship
15
and 15-0. And Matt Rhule, since Matt Rhule is going to be in the community, he just went 15-0. And I ran into him at Hy-Vee. I was like, dude, what are you doing here? He'd be like, what do you mean? Just go.
Well, no, but you also got to think, though, he'd get a statue instantly.
Oh, it would be the greatest story ever. Yeah, I mean,
I know.
And I'm sure there will be some coach or some school that would fire a coach, you know what I'm saying, and be like, what do you want? What did you do in a year to get these dudes that have been consistent losers for 8 years?
You're right.
To somehow in 6 months turn around and win a national championship. Give me all your knowledge. That might be the biggest coaching pool ever. The coaching pool is at 7. It might be $20 million coaching pool. He's making $20 million for sure.
You probably would be.
Yeah. So it's it's an interesting dynamic. I think I don't think winning 6 games is too far off. I don't care who's coaching. Nick Saban. Let's look up what Nick Saban's first year at Alabama was. Can you Google that for me, Nate?
Let me look it up.
I think he went 7-6.
I know Dabo started, I believe, like 3-9. Dabo started really rough.
Right.
I know that.
And this is also like where people was like, oh, I think Strick was talking a little bit about like what Mickey needs to do to be a head coach. I think Mickey is more than ready to be a head coach. I really do. I think now granted, being around the environment can help you see, get more seasoning, but you've also seen it where it doesn't work out well, right? You saw where I don't know if you remember this, Nate, where Mac Brown was at Texas. Will Muschamp was paid. I think it was Will Muschamp was the first guy paid to be the head coach, to be the head coach in Wade. Well, then whatever he learned there, and they started to lose. Then he went to go to South Carolina and all this other. It just didn't work out. He wasn't. It's either you're ready to be a head coach or you can lead people or you can't. So I think that Mickey's more than right. Leadership is not something. It's either you got it or you don't. Or you're willing to lead or you're not.
I think this would be best case scenario for Nebraska fans. Is Nick Saban went 7-6 in his first year, 12-2 his second year, lost in the Sugar Bowl, 14 won a national championship, and then they would rattle off 3 and 4 seasons.
The first year was 7-6, and I remember watching them in the bowl game. And they looked like rough, but I remember the commentators were saying, "Look, you already see where they're at right now. This is not what you're going to see next year. Watch out." Because he implemented what he wanted, and he's steadfast, and anybody that couldn't handle it, they end up not, making it. You got to think on that team, that 7-6 team, who was on there? who's probably the next, or will be the hottest NFL coaching get coming next year? D'Amico Ryans was on that Alabama team. So the lessons he learned from playing under Saban that year is what he's using at times right now. So my man Doug with mesothelioma says Rhule talked about John Wooden's philosophy of not talking about winning, but doing the right things every day. Osborne in '98 talked about the same philosophy, and also in his book, coaches that are much more focused on the process and the result. Yeah, that's of course. You see, here's the thing that people don't understand.
That was good, Doug. That was nice.
That's really good,
that was
Doug.
Deep.
When you talk to like kids these days about being champions, the first thing that they think about are these stupid trophies that they chase from a very young age. But you could be a champion, have a championship mentality if you do all the right things day in and day out, because eventually all that stuff will come. So you don't have to talk about winning or a trophy or winning, because you're winning every single day. So you're already going through the process of what it takes to win every single day. Where you start to lose championships or get the loser's mentality is where you don't have a foundation to go back on. You know what I'm saying? Where you've pushed yourself as a team and individually to a point to where you have a confidence to fall back on what you need to do to be successful. That's the difference between being a champion and a chump. A chump does it every once in a while. Champion does it all the time. I talk to kids all the time. What you do sometimes is what you will do all the time under pressure. So what you do sometimes in practice, not finishing 50-50 balls, deciding to be sloppy with your footwork and let it go on for days, weeks, months, is what you're going to do under pressure situations. That's why you see some teams perform well down the stretch, and some individuals perform well down the stretch when it gets tight, and some people don't. That's it, man. I mean, it's the hardest thing to do, because you're getting guys. Because here's what Doug is referencing for people out there, is that kids these days like to do things on condition. I'll work hard if I'm going to start. Why? I always ask the basketball kids. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, you agree they all work hard every single day? Yeah. So what makes you think you're going to do it on condition if you want to play basketball? Sometimes people like to play dress up. I call it Halloween versus playing football. You got to get more guys that want to play football, and that's what he talked about today. Jory corrected us. He said Muschamp left Texas for Florida, by the way. You are right. Didn't work out well for him, and then he ended up all over the place. I think he's on somebody's staff because they had just beat South Carolina, and he still had a pretty good relationship with
where was he at last?
I have no idea. He's probably some consultant somewhere.
He's
in Georgia or somewhere. I was like, I saw him like after a game. Like, what you doing on the sideline, man?
Also, yeah, Dabo, for what it's worth, he took over as an interim head coach and went 4-3, 9-5, 6-7. They started calling for his job, and then he hasn't had less than a 10-win season since.
Oh, check this out.
How about that?
Frederick Frank Probably. I don't know what that means. He says Matt Rhule's wide receiver coach in Carolina is none other than Joe Daly. Joe Daly became famous because him and Robbie Anderson got into it. Robbie Anderson got out of got traded.
He plays for your boy now.
He plays with Pocket Hercules,
and I think he has 2 receptions since he got traded.
He can't learn the playbook, but he always. But
is that what it is?
But his best quote is he told Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold they need to tighten up. Tighten up. I like it, Robbie. Yeah.
He said.
So he Frederick asked if Rhule bring in Joe Daly. I don't know. We'll see. Texas Jeremy. Before we go to break, we got a couple minutes. When Rhule talked about toughness and physical football, I could see the grit in his face, the grinding of the teeth. It got me so pumped, and trucked over my wife in the hall, and our 5-year-old daughter got off the tracks when the trains were coming. Dang, Texas Jeremy.
He said Bresser's a 10.
All right, I like it. Jory says allegedly Muschamp is co-DC at Georgia. Yep, because they just beat South Carolina with Greg Schumann, who was tabbed to be Nebraska's DC under Rhule. Oh, well, maybe we bring in Muschamp too. Did you ever see that video of Saban? Hold on, Muschamp and Saban going off to them dudes at USC?
I have seen that.
Hey,
that was awesome.
Yo, you're talking about getting a double business.
Oh my goodness.
Double business.
Oh yeah. That video is one of the funnier videos.
Yo,
just chewing them out.
But the double business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. How big of a win is that Matt Rhule has lots of recruiting connections in Texas? Of course. I mean, recruiting is about relationships with coaches that they trust you, and they trust you based on, and it doesn't always have to be, I'm a coach, you recruit Nate, and Nate becomes a first-round pick. It has to be with how you treat Nate and what you tell the coach, Nate and his parents or guardians come to fruition. And that was huge. And it's in the relationship also is huge, how you communicate with the coaches. It can't be, I'm just only going to communicate with the coach, if I'm the, say, a position coach or whatever, with said coach, only when I need something. It's a recruiting. And one of the things when Strick asked me about the difference between college and pros is the pro guys always say like they hated recruiting. You know what I mean? Whereas like you have to embrace recruiting. Then you see some pro guys that, sometimes don't like the hours that they have to put in. You know what I'm saying? So it's give or take, but recruiting is a lot about effort and relationships. And so if he still has those connections, I'm sure that it'll work out well for us, because he had success down there, probably developing and recruiting guys that were overlooked by, say, the Texas A&M, or, I think even Texas Tech. Remember when they had Michael Crabtree was probably more on a higher level than them. So then Baylor was always kind of thought of lower, but he was able to go in there and recruit some guys to Baylor. Bo Lever, let's see what you say. Bo Dabo Gator Bowl was awesome.
He says Dabo and Bo first year same time. They must have coached against each other in the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, that was their first year, same time. That's great.
How about that? Well, what year would have that been?
Who knows? Then they see 4661 says strong 8 if he does what he says about the offensive line. He's rating the presser. A 3-star running back can run through the line as good as a 5-star. That is correct. Let's create some holes that even me and Nate could run through.
That'd be a pretty big hole.
He said let's see, 8985. I definitely hope that Mickey's retained if he wants to stay here, but I think the most important coaching staff hire will be getting a offensive line guru. What do you think about that, Nate, before we go to break?
I don't know. I think there's merit in what you said, that Rhule, I don't think, was really given too much of a chance, but I think that Rhule also said, it starts on the lines. And he said that it doesn't matter if you're in high school, college, NFL, it starts on the lines. And I think there's truth to that. And you saw Nebraska struggle on the offensive line this year with a quality running back. And I talked to Strick about this. You put Anthony Grant on Minnesota's offensive line. What does that look like? What is that? I mean, like Mo Ibrahim, don't get me wrong, he's a great running back, but it just makes you think that like Nebraska is able to bring in top tier talent. I'll throw AJ Allen into that group too. He'll be back next season. Yeah. That dude has potential to be a great running back in Nebraska. Got to get him an offensive line though. I don't know. It starts somewhere.
Jim Philippi, he got a crunk. He said you got to training in your body to automatically do it even when you're tired. That takes discipline to train your body that way. Then when you get tired and you're in autopilot, you just do it without thinking. You know what that's called, Jim, from the YouTube text line? That's called what Coach Tony Samuel would call it the 85% rule. When you're not feeling your best emotionally or physically, you can grade out at 85% because that's more than winning football.
Also, I don't know if you've heard the David Goggins theory that you're only at 40% of your capabilities when your mind's telling you you're done. You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah. So if your mind's like telling you can quit, you're actually only at 40% of your 100% potential. I don't know if he actually did science on that, but it's a great book. You should read it. Can't hurt me. David Goggins.
There it is.
How about that?
Nate Brennan giving you guys book
wisdom.
ideas, everything.
Yeah,
right?
no,
and
it's a great book.
We are blessed today with Nate Brennan.
How about that?
We're going to break. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Old School. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with D and J on FM.com.
Is Lindsay T from the Nebraska team. If you're a Christmas gift for the avid golfer in your life, don't give them something they can't even use until spring. Get them the gift of indoor golf from Double Eagle Golf. Grab a gift card for a stocking stuffer, or give the gift of a membership and let them golf all year long. Their space is also perfect for Christmas parties, corporate events, birthday parties, or anything else. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf Sports Complex on West O Street.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is having a hire event this Friday, December 2nd and Saturday, December 3rd. Stop by between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Friday or from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday to learn more about their opportunities for your next career. Interviews will be conducted both days. Wages grow up to $20 per hour. Make plans to attend Friday or Saturday at 12851 Dover Street in Waverly. And if you can't make it, you can always apply at tractorsupply.jobs or text Tractor DC to 25000. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
This is Todd Riley with American Senior Benefit. If you qualify for Medicare, then you're probably getting bombarded with information right now about different options during the annual election period. It can all be incredibly overwhelming. We're here to help. The experts at American Senior Benefits can help you navigate all of your options and make the best decision for you. You can reach out via our Facebook page, American Senior Benefits Lincoln, or call me direct 402-413-9510. Let us help you make an informed decision at American Senior Benefits.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. Hiring electricians and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
You spend a lot of time on your feet. At work, at the gym, on the golf course, it can be exhausting. Are your feet as comfortable as they could be? Brown Shoe Fit delivers all the sizes and widths that you can imagine and that most other stores can't compete with. If you're looking for a specific brand, they have it. New Balance, Brooks, Keen, Clarks, Echo, Rockport, Merrill, many more. All sizes, all widths. Stop trying to squeeze into your shoes and sacrificing comfort. Find your next pair of shoes for any endeavor at Brown Shoe Fit, just south in Lincoln.
Stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see it, our probably on its way.
So how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325 with a great selection of and ridge lines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes job but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career, great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Holiday baking. Sounds fun, right? Except, do I really need a special kind of flour? And how much of a difference does it make if I use a different size pan? And the recipe says this should only take me 30 minutes to prepare, but I've been at this for 2 hours and it doesn't look anywhere close to anything edible. So what if this weekend you got your baking done for the entire season? Done. Beatrice Bakery is here for you with special prices from 25 to 40% off and free shipping on orders over $65 this weekend only from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. Check them out online at BeatriceBakery.com. Beatrice Bakery, welcome to our world of yum. Imagine your next staff meeting. Now imagine your next staff meeting with a side of ribs. Your next client presentation, or that same client presentation with brisket and baked beans. It's better, right? Let Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul take care of all of your business catering needs. Feed the staff, cater your next event, whatever you need, Mary Ellen's can help. They can even host your events in their brand new event space located right next to the restaurant. Go see for yourself. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake or online at maryellens.com. Let them fix you a plate.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Jay Foreman, Old School. Halfway through, 30 minutes till we're done. Recapping the presser, what we think. So, I mean, at this point in time, obviously Matt Rhule is going to be diving into the fishbowl, which is Nebraska. And, he's probably going to get introduced to all the, he's going to get introduced to all the big wigs, It's kind of like somebody told me, I forget about when a president's, was elected. Like it's all fun and dandy once you get elected, then they bring you into this room and there's like the dude that runs the oil throughout the whole world and some other like electricity and like trash, and then hey, this is how things go around. Well, I just wonder when that upper PA Matt Rhule is going to get introduced to the politics of Nebraska football.
It'll happen.
Yeah. So hey man, I'm sure he's par for the course. Baylor's got some big money down there. They got that oil money down there, so I'm sure he's been around some big bucks, and so he knows how it works, and he knows at the end of the day, he's got a coach, and he's got to win, and people are expectations are for him to be a winning team next year. So whether that's 6 wins, 6-6, that's a good starting point. It is, and a lot's going to be dependent on. I saw where he had a conversation with Casey Thompson and his dad today, which is huge. You got a quarterback that's been successful in the Big Ten that can play in your offense, whether it's the one you ran at Temple or the one at Baylor or whatever offense you come up with or whoever the offensive coordinator is, which is yet to be seen. He has leadership qualities, and which is good. He's a tough kid, obviously. You get hit that much and you keep answering the bell. And he's a kid that wants to be here, and he's not trying to shake you down or anything like that. So I think, when you're looking at, people look at Matt Rhule when you're in Carolina or when you look at where he's been, he had PJ Walker at Temple, who was a dude, and his quarterback at Baylor was really good, and didn't have a quarterback worth mentioning at Carolina. And then if you get here to start with Casey Thompson, you're way ahead of the curve.
He even said in the press conference, too, he said that you look at the teams that are successful in the Big Ten, they all have good quarterbacks.
Yeah, consistent.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it's consistent. And if they do a good job of taking care of the offensive line, he'll be even better. Waterboy said the OC is Satterfield. So Satterfield comes in, and then Nebraska Nolan. Y'all see Spencer Rattler has read into the portal right after his OC got a new job. What?
He basically, what he's saying is that Spencer Rattler entered the transfer portal after it now sounds like Satterfield's coming to Nebraska as the offensive coordinator.
Is that true? Google if it's true.
No, I don't know if it's true.
It's okay, Nolan. If you're driving, don't text and drive.
I don't know if it's true.
Oh, Waterboy, he already did it for us. Nate, you slow on the ones.
No, I just told you.
You're a horrible DJ.
No.
Rattler's in the portal. Satterfield is his OC at South Carolina.
I understand that. I could have told you that.
Here we go.
You don't want that.
Redhead Kingpin. Here we go. Spencer Rattler. That's what I'm talking. Did you see when he was counting? 1, all them touchdowns? Rattler.
Yeah, I'm not giving you the satisfaction in this one.
I didn't like it just because I liked your face, though.
No, come on now. You didn't watch QB1. You need to go on Netflix and watch QB1.
I watched QB1. I know, right? It was difference between him and Justin Fields. But I think he's been humbled, though.
Has he?
Yeah. Well,
This man had a losing record, and he was counting on his fingers
my man
for the
Ryan,
touchdown.
Ryan said it's 100% false. This is absolutely false about Rattler. 100% false. Okay, we're.
You can never trust these rumors. This is why when this said, I said you have to wait for these things. It seems like Satterfield, there's a lot of blue check marks. Who even knows if blue check marks even mean anything anymore? But there were a lot of blue check marks that said that Satterfield's going to be the next offensive coordinator. Now, does that link Spencer Rattler? That's to be seen. I have no idea. All I'm saying is, if you had to ask me, and I'm not a coach, I don't make these decisions. If I want Casey Thompson or Spencer Rattler, 10 times out of 10, give me Casey Thompson.
Spencer Rattler wouldn't go on the transfer. You only could transfer one time.
But technically,
the head coach didn't get
I
fired,
don't
right?
know if this is the same correlation, but Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma, but I don't know if he'd already entered the transfer portal before he left. Because when Lincoln Riley left,
but he was the head coach.
He was the head coach, so that means that you get a free transfer. So that means that he has another one available. But I don't know if that transfer happened before Lincoln Riley already decided he was going to leave for USC.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll worry about if Spencer Rattler gets here, but right now I like Casey Thompson. So
I completely agree.
We'll deal with that. But if Rattler shows up, we are going to do an exclusive between you. I'm going to be the cameraman, and I'm going to be camera, and you're going to interview Spencer Rattler right here in the studio.
That'll be you. That's all you, my friend.
You know,
I got nothing to say.
You could transfer if you graduate. I don't think Rattler can do it, and I think that he can. I think that Spencer Rattler has kind of found a little home there, and I think that even
he's got a Beamer ball.
Yeah, and he's probably got a pretty good NIL deal down there. He's successful down there, and I'm sure that Beamer's down there, and they'll find an offensive coordinator for him, or they might promote quarterback coach or whatever it is. So, I'd find it very odd if he did, and I'm sure they got guys they've been recruiting. So, we'll see what goes. And so,
I want to know. Let us know 402-464-5685. Would you guys be satisfied with Spencer Rattler? Would you guys want Spencer Rattler? I'm honestly curious.
Let's not even talk about this.
I'm curious what the sentiment is. I'm genuinely curious.
I think Rattler would have to sit out a year.
I don't think so.
He's on yes. And he already redshirted.
I don't think he did redshirt.
Yes, he did.
Well, he might have redshirt, but again, since Lincoln Riley left,
Lincoln
you get you get a free transfer, so you get two.
No, you don't.
Yes.
No.
If your head coach leaves, you get a free transfer.
Right.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Casey Thompson could transfer this year.
It's a fake report.
I'm not. It very well could be. I'm just curious.
Now, here's a bigger question. Text line.
Look, see, the text line's answering my question. Thank you, text line.
Text line, new one here. Text line, everybody. 402-464-5685. Sartor Heyman text line. On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you that Matt Rhule said that Scott Frost is a friend and he talked to him on Sunday? What about you? So Rhule said he talked to Frost yesterday, didn't say much on the conversation, said he told him to always honor him as a player or coach. He did ask Frost for any coaches on staff he should take. That's by your boy Jake Bartecki. Is that the dude that asked Mickey that question about
Throwing it under the bus?
Is that him?
I'm not
Jake,
saying anything.
Jake made a comeback.
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying nothing.
Nolan said not at all. 0029 said 0. Husker Soft said, come on now, dude. Were they drinking on the golf course? Dang, this is coming in here. John said 1. Good to reach out. Not concerned at all. Bo Lever. You guys both. Somebody said hell no to Spencer Rattler. Disingenuous said 1. Patrick said 0. 8999 said he hates Spencer Rattler. Dang, that's a hard. Patrick says 0 concern. Coach speaks still. Jesse said his coach speaks still. Don't think he said he does, or him or her said that doesn't really think that he really talked to Frost.
All right.
And Beatrice doesn't have school today.
Oh, nice.
Alexander the Great. Casey's a dog.
Is that because of the snow? Why isn't Beatrice have school?
Just made a day off.
Oh, okay.
He said, I think it was, let me see, it was 226. I think it was good for Frost and Rhule to talk. So he said he likes it at 10 out of 10 that they talked.
Well, I mean, what it's worth, like, I guess it's probably good. He was the head coach for 4.5 years.
But somebody else said, why would you call Frost? Why you should probably call Mickey.
But he said very specifically in the press conference, he will sit down and have a conversation with Mickey Joseph. Okay. He said that very specifically. So he will be talking to Mickey.
Some dude said, double hell no on Spencer Rattler.
I told you. What did I tell you? I told you. I told you that was going to be that's going to happen.
This one dude said, I would talk to Frost if I were leaving and we were friends. Similar vibe. This one, let's see, 8086. Similar vibe to Casey talking to Adrian before he committed. He says, this dude said 8792 said if Matt can't get his recruiting class inside the top 25, we won't be very good. We got a 10. Told him to only do NIL deals with David. I can't read this, because I gotta. You don't have time to regulate it. And then he says strong 8 if he does what he said. Okay, yeah. Let's see what John says. Plantonio. Spencer's the only. Oh my God, you guys!
I'm letting you take this away. This is your show. You go for it.
The text line is off the charts. Greg says, "Why not Spencer Rattler? Who cares?"
I think that he's talented. I just don't know if he's a great leader. You want that with a first year head coach? Casey has gone to
Spencer
the podium
Rattler,
time and time again and shown that he's a leader.
Is not going anywhere.
He's a leader.
It's not real. So just let it go. This dude said he's like Tate Martell. That's for all you QB
Tate Martell. Tate Martell's a receiver now.
Then your boy Tater says Tater. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Tater says never trusted Ginger. Disingenuous. Also, I'm reading here where Matt Rhule said he drove around town on a Huskers game day and looked around town and asked if he could raise his kids here. He was in here at Covert, man. He was in Covert.
Mm-hmm. He knows what's going on.
Little devil, you.
All right, we got to take a break.
Well, you know what? We are. We got to go to a break. The text line, you guys are off the chain. I can't even read these fast, and some of them I don't want to read. So we appreciate the participation. We're going to come back with a last segment. And then we'll try to read as many texts as we can from the Starter Heyman text line. Jay Foreman, Nate Brennan, Old School. We'll be back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You spend a lot of time on your feet. At work, at the gym, on the golf course, it can be exhausting. Feet as comfortable as they could be? Brown Shoe Fit delivers all the sizes and widths that you can imagine and that most other stores can't compete with. If you're looking for a specific brand, they have it. New Balance, Brooks, Keen, Clarks, Echo, Rockport, Merrill, many more. All sizes, all widths. Stop trying to squeeze into your shoes and sacrificing comfort. Find your next pair of shoes for any endeavor at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66 and Q in.
Wow. Do you ever save me money on my car?
That's our customer.
Do it for regular question mark.
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines. Quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Imagine your next staff meeting. Now imagine your next staff meeting with a side of ribs. Your next client presentation? Or that same client presentation with brisket and baked beans? It's better, right? Let Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul take care of all of your business catering needs. Staff, cater your next event, whatever you need, Mary Ellen can help. They can even host your events in their brand new event space located right next to the restaurant. Go see for yourself. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake or online at maryellens.com. Let them fix you a plate.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names.
Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary job and prescription costs at very low. Vision and life insurance are offered at no premium cost. Increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
In today's day and age, people are trying to do more and more projects by themselves. That might be better on the wallet, but it can also lead to painful sounds like this. Ow! Poor guy, trying to do wiring all by himself. Let's have another listen. It just don't hurt yourself or make things worse than they are already. For any of your electric needs, call Ambition Electric today at 40217-3415 or ambitionelectric.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning in to Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Change doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight days may require. Learn more. Call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Steve's Garage Doors and Services is under new management, but has the same great service as before. If your current garage door seems outdated or isn't working properly, call their new number at 402-480-2840 to schedule service or get a new door ordered. Steve's can repair most types of garage doors and can always right direction to job done. Give Steve's Garage Doors and Services a call today at 402-480-2840. That's 402-02840.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric, bringing career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply at actionlincoln.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. Superior service, bumper to bumper. We'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. We like the girls with the pumps in a back. Pumps in a back, pumps in a back. Give me the girls with the pumps in a back. Just when I'm back, then I hit another slap. With the pumps in a back.
We back, short segment. 2 hours goes by quick after new coach named at Nebraska.
You're wild.
If you haven't heard, Matt Rhule what is it, 8 years, 74 million. Taking over the Huskers, need to bring us back to prominence. So we appreciate the text line doing the impromptu scaling of the press conference. How scared you are that Matt Rhule had a conversation with Scott Frost. Spencer Rattler makes it go by faster. We'll pick it right back up tomorrow because there'll probably be more details, and who knows how many coaches will be coming to Nebraska according to sources of sources, and sources of their sources. Things will be moving here quickly pretty soon. I think I read where Matt Rhule said he's going to get out recruiting on Friday, and he's already called every recruit that's been committed, and so we'll see what additions or changes are going to be made to the recruiting class in the present roster. So look, he's got to re-recruit or recruit, a whole roster of kids that are eligible to come back, and then also the guys that are committing, and then also the guys that potentially could be coming to Nebraska. So pretty sure he's going to be busy for the next 4 or 5 days. But that's part of
busy.
Part of the deal, hitting the line, hitting the ground running, and go from there. So again, we appreciate the energy on the text line. And we expect it all week, and from here on out, I'm pretty sure we'll be updating you on when we hear some breaking news in the future, if not updated earlier in the day. So for Nate Brennan, Jay Foreman, Old School, we are out.